ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hated to Love It. I am your host for today, Jeremiah the Revelist. Today I'm going to be reviewing Hocus Pocus 2. So Hocus Pocus 2 is a direct sequel to the 1993 Hocus Pocus movie. Half of your original characters come back. You got the Sanderson sisters, they're back, Bette Miller, Sarah Jessica Parker, and you got Kathy Najimy coming back. And you also got Doug Jones coming back to play Billy. So when I heard about them doing a Hocus Pocus 2, I was kind of excited about it. I ain't gonna lie. Because I really enjoyed the original Hocus Pocus. I grew up on it when I was a kid. And I watched it every Halloween. So I really liked this movie. And it was cool that we're going to make a sequel. But I was hoping they bring back the whole cast. And I was hoping that the story will be like the Sanderson sisters come back and they want their revenge on Max or Danny. They wanted their revenge, and their kids, they lit the black flame candle. That would have been a cool story, you know what I'm saying? And it'd be like the new generation mixed with the olds. But this story is a little bit different. You got a group of girls, they're like up and coming witches. They they do these rituals every year. And they accidentally got themselves a real black flame candle. And accidentally raised the witches yet again, just like how Max did in the original film. And now the witches are back and they want to live again. So how did I think about this movie? Okay, let's get on to the stuff I didn't like about the film, because there are a couple of things that kind of bummed me out. Number one, also, like I said, not having the whole original cast back. Top Gun and what do you call it? Oh, Ghostbusters Afterlife. They did it great. We're bringing the older cast back and mixing it with some newer generation, and it was also like passing down the torch. And I really enjoyed that, and they actually did that right. But in this film was like, that was another thing. Like, that's where it was lacking, and I felt like the Sanderson sisters kind of forgot about Max and forgot about Danny, and you would figure that's what their mindset would be. They want revenge on the kids that killed them all those years ago. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of off to me. And another thing about the film that I didn't like about the film was, I don't know what is with studios these days. The original film had funny moments. The Sanderson sisters, they were the funny part of the film. The main characters and your side characters, they weren't really comedic. It just comedic things would happen. And that's what made the movie great, because it had its balance of natural comedy on top of some goofy comedy. But it was also grounded at the same time, and it was dark and everything like that. And it portrayed the witches as evil. You know what I'm saying? And this movie was way too lighthearted. There was a lot of characters in the movie that were goofy, and they were funny. And the Sister Sandersons were exactly how they were in the original. So that was really good about that. But it felt like when it didn't feel like the Sanderson sisters were evil. It's I don't know what's with studios making all the villains redeemable or mistaken, because there are some villains that are just plain old evil. You know what I'm saying? But they always find a way to make villains try to make villains like anti-heroes, which to me doesn't make any sense to me. But that on the way. And then also I don't know, it didn't have that mixture of balance of natural comedy. It was a lot of forced jokes, and it was it didn't have that little dark side of the movie, which I kind of missed from the original. So those are the things I did not like about the film. Other than that, not being said, the movie was actually pretty good. I actually did laugh. I thought some of the jokes hit good. I thought some of the jokes were funny. Like I said, the Sanderson sisters, they really did a good job. It was cool to see Billy back again also. And they had a lot of Easter eggs, throwbacks from the original were really cool. I really did enjoy it. The story was like on and off for me. I enjoyed the story, but there were certain things about the story I didn't like. I did like the backstory they did with the Sanderson sisters. That was really cool. The ending was kind of, and then one thing I didn't like, the book, what they did with the book, to me, it was like, it was hit and miss for me. But the ending was a little bit, like I said, we're redeeming these witches now. Like, come on now. Like, can we stop with this whole thing? But I mean, it was cool. Like, it was cool. It wasn't like the ending I wanted to have, but it was cool. But the post-credit scene, they didn't need to have that post-credit scene. It was like a waste. To me, personally, it was a waste of time. Because they're trying to hint a sequel, which, to me, the movie doesn't set up for a sequel. So, who knows? Who knows? We may get a Hocus Pocus 3. I don't know. But other than that, I mean, like I said, it was enjoyable. The main characters, the girls, they were cool. I liked them. You know what I'm saying? I liked them. I liked the little twist they had. That was cool too. I like that too. But compare it to the original, and I know we shouldn't compare it to the original. I felt like the original had a better story, and it had a good mixture. This one was more like, we want to make it more kiddie and more jokey. And I'm gonna put, like, I grew up with this movie as a kid. You could have done this type of movie for now and then put the elements in. But, that's how Hollywood is these days. They always, they want to make things more funny and more ha ha ha. And instead of, make it natural. Instead of make a good movie. You know what I'm saying? Focus your story first, and then you add these little things in. But like I said, it wasn't that bad. I did enjoy it though. So what do I rate this movie? Is it a love? Is it a hate? Or is it something in between? Well, I'm going to give it a swag. That's right, I give it a swag. Like I said, it wasn't terrible. I did enjoy it. I did laugh. It was a good, lighthearted movie. But there was a lot of things that was working against it that brought my rating down. So, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you thought about Hocus Pocus 2. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Or was something in between? Did you like the original better than the sequel? Let me know. And I'll see you when I see you. Peace.